The company's annual celebration was supposed to be an evening of laughter, music, and well-deserved relaxation. A brief escape from the grind of meetings and deadlines. I'd spent the past year buried in work, leading a project that shattered profit records. When my boss, Richard, personally invited me, he smiled and said, "You've earned this one, Mark. Bring your wife. I'd like to meet the woman who keeps you grounded." I felt proud. It was nice to be acknowledged for once. Claire spent hours getting ready. Her silver dress shimmered under the ballroom lights when we arrived. She looked breathtaking, the kind of beautiful that drew every eye in the room. I never imagined that before the night was over, that same radiance would sting like humiliation. The room was alive with chatter and laughter, the pop of champagne corks, and the hum of music. Everything seemed perfect. I introduced Claire to my colleagues, watching how effortlessly she charmed them. She had that rare magnetic warmth that drew people in. I'd always loved that about her. But as the night wore on, I realized she wasn't beside me anymore. My gaze searched the crowd until it stopped at the bar, where Claire stood laughing with Richard. My stomach dropped. She leaned close to him, her hand brushing his arm. His eyes locked on her longer than appropriate. She didn't seem to mind. I tried to convince myself it was nothing, just harmless conversation. But then she took a teasing sip from his drink, flashing the same flirtatious smile that used to belong only to me. My chest tightened. Heat surged behind my eyes, anger, disbelief, betrayal all tangled together. I moved toward them, forcing myself to stay composed, though my heartbeat thundered in my ears louder than the music. Then Richard laughed and said, "Your husband's a lucky guy, but I might give him some competition tonight." Claire giggled, her tone light but not rejecting. "Oh, don't be ridiculous." That was the breaking point. I stepped closer, keeping my voice steady. "Funny thing about competition, Richard," I said. "Sometimes the other guy doesn't play fair." The air froze. Claire's smile vanished. Richard turned, smirking slightly. "Relax, Mark. We're just messing around. You know how parties are." My hands curled into fists. Flirting with my wife in front of me. "That's your idea of a joke?" The room grew tense. Conversation stopped. A few people turned toward us. Richard chuckled, unfazed. "She's beautiful, man. Anyone would notice." His smirk deepened. And that's when restraint snapped. Before I even realized it, my fist connected with his jaw. The sharp crack echoed across the ballroom. The music died. Gasps filled the silence. Richard stumbled back, crashing into the bar, one hand clutching his face, eyes wide in shock. "What the hell, Mark?" he shouted. Claire screamed, grabbing my arm. "Stop! What are you doing?" I pulled free, glaring at him. "Teaching your friend the meaning of boundaries." He lunged at me, grabbing my collar, but I shoved him hard, sending him sprawling into a table. Glasses shattered. People rushed to separate us. The chaos blurred around me, but all I saw was Claire. Trembling, her expression split between fear and guilt. "You humiliated me," I said quietly, voice breaking. "Did you really think I wouldn't notice?" Her lips quivered. "Mark, it wasn't like that." "Then what was it?" I snapped. "You were laughing, touching him, drinking from his glass." "My boss, Claire." "My boss." Security escorted Richard out as my supervisor pulled me aside. His tone was low but firm. "Go home, Mark. This doesn't look good." We left in silence. The drive felt endless. When we finally got home, Claire broke down. "I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to cross the line. I was just being friendly." I looked at her, hollow and tired. "Friendly doesn't mean letting another man touch you. Not when your husband's standing right there." She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. "You didn't just embarrass me," I said quietly. "You made me look like a fool." The next morning, I went to the office expecting termination. Richard was there, jaw swollen but still smirking. He called me into his office. "You've got guts," he said. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. But I'll let it go if you apologize." I met his gaze, calm this time. "No," I said simply. "I'm done working for someone who doesn't understand respect, for others or himself." I placed my resignation letter on his desk and walked out. That was 6 months ago. I've since started my own consulting firm. It's smaller, quieter, but honest. Claire and I no longer share a life, only fading memories that don't matter anymore. People still talk about that night, the one when Mark punched his boss at the company party. Some say I destroyed my career. Maybe they're right. But when I look back, I don't see failure. I see a man who finally stopped mistaking silence for dignity and chose self-respect instead.